Hi and Jambo, welcome back to the channel. Today I want us to talk about a topic that we are all confronted by if you're a teacher, caregiver, or even a parent, and that is sharing. We teach passionately to our children. Actually, we talk about it also many times when they come to school with toys or when they are playing in the classroom, we ask them to share. But today I want us to dig deeper of exactly what that means to the child and how it comes through and what it is that we can do. I'll give you a story of one time when I was confronted head on by this topic. My name is Margaret Jeroge and I have been an early child educator for a long time, and these are some of the things I have seen with the children when they're interacting with their friends, their teachers, or with their parents. First, go ahead and subscribe, comment, let me know what you think about these topics. So today I want us to think through, when we ask children to share, we are confronted by that beautiful word that they love, and that is a no. And they say it affirmatively with no change of mind in sight. And so why do they do that? And why is it so difficult for children? One, it is because it is developmentally appropriate. It really is. This is the age of egocentric. They think about me, myself, and I. Actually, the child will be holding that toy and see another child with another toy, and they want that toy with the other child. And of course, they'll come crying, it is my turn, or I want to play with it too. And it is very difficult for the child who is holding that toy to really share. When they say no, actually they don't mean to be defiant, they just are not there. They do not understand the concept, what that means. In fact, they feel denied, they feel that their toys are taken away from them, they feel it's actually unfair, because that is one of the things that the children understand. And so we may not necessarily be able to rush them because they don't know. And allowing them and modeling for them how to go about those things really makes things a little way much easier. The other one is when we ask children to share, we become an authority in that play, apologetically asking them to share, and they are just left wondering, my God, what happened? Can you imagine that? And so it diminishes what it is that they were about to play, and they don't know exactly what to do. So technically, this is where the story is, and this is when I learned that actually sharing comes differently and what the damage it does, at least for this situation. So this child had gathered the Legos. Of course, there were so many Legos, a whole box, and he had gathered specifically some Legos in a place, and he was building. This other child came and said, I want those Legos, actually the specific ones which were gathered, and this other child had built halfway. I did what educator or teachers do, and I asked the child to share, and actually went ahead and said, well, these are classroom toys, anybody can play with them, and you need to share. And how awful was that? It was sad, because I never even asked for his opinion. I did not ask for his input. I did not even care what he was building per se. I just went ahead and honestly, with authority, told him to share. And he not only shared, actually, he threw the toys and he dismantled the building he was passionately building, and he looked at me and he said, you ruined my plan. I wanted to build a city, and the yellow blocks were windows and the green ones were the walls, and now I cannot build the city. It is all ruined. And he went somewhere and sat at the corner, and at that moment I said, oh my goodness, I had to go and apologize to him profusely, and we talked about it. I really have deep respect, because at that moment I destroyed, per se, his creative energy at that moment. I ruined his thought process. He could not actually think through again. I interfered with his creativity, and that was not nice. And what is amazing, when he left those Legos, the other child did not even go play with them. Isn't it so amazing? So what can we do instead? What I have always done is to empower the children and teach them the valuable lessons that they can be able to figure out themselves on how to go about that important topic. And so what things? I empower the child to negotiate among themselves. I ask the child who is asking to play or to share the toys, go and ask your friend whether they can share. If they say no, it's okay. You can ask them when are they going to be done, so that you can have a turn. Or you can ask your friend, can I pray with you? Then I empower the other child and I say, talk to your friend. Your friend is talking to you. Then listen to what he is saying. And I empower the child to make the decision whether to share or not, and therefore to negotiate on the why they don't want to share. And most of the time when I have done this, the children have felt empowered. to share whatever it is that you're asking them to share. I think it is important to realize that children, honestly, this is their own life, this is their own universe, and most of the time, just like the way as adults we don't want to be interfered with, of course we want to feel empowered. Whatever it is that the place we work, in your home, there is nothing as great as freedom, and giving the children that freedom to make that choice and decision, it always helps them get along. The other thing I have done is work so hard to train myself to be an observer and later to take myself off when there is an altercation between the children and asking each other to share, because guess what, maybe that's the point. It's the time of exploring. They're trying to discover, when I do this happen, and when we interfere, when we start giving the solution, we have cut short that discovery. Maybe it was the point. It also gives us the leverage to see what is happening. It helps us to get rid of judgment. The child not sharing is antisocial behavior. We learned to look at the positives of the whole action as it unfolds, because most of the time we see it in part. When we observe, we see where you can come in to empower them, and it allows them to discover each other, how to be tolerant, how to emotionally regulate themselves, and how to negotiate. You do this over and over again, they start getting the memo. When we tell the children that they should share, technically what we are telling them that they don't own anything, and anytime an adult or an authority can come and tell them, okay, you don't own that now, you just give the other friend. It doesn't feel good, and I know we know this. Many times the thing, honestly, we cannot tell our friends, we cannot tell our co-workers, we tell children. Children are human beings too, they're human beings first. The other one is to check the environment, to really think through about the activities that I made. Were they enough? Was it the only interesting toy activity space? I ask myself, were there enough toys in that space where children are not feeling the competition? 2 to 4 kids max in a center. Making all the activities interesting always eliminates this. It is good to know that it is not necessarily antisocial behavior. In fact, most of the time I like that child who is saying no, because hey, we can teach them now to explain why no, and we are teaching the children how to stand on their own cute principles of why they are not sharing what it is that they were doing that toy, or it is mine, I got it from here. Thank you again so much for listening. Let me know what you think by commenting below. Remember to subscribe. See you in the next video.